Let me ask you, have you ever achieved something big in life yet secretly felt, maybe I don't really deserve this? What if people find out I am not as capable as they think? If you have ever felt that way, you are not alone. Even CEOs, entrepreneurs, and highly accomplished professionals in their 40s and 50s often experience what we call imposter syndrome. Today, I will explain the science behind this phenomenon, the signs you might be facing it, and practical strategies to overcome it so you can move forward with clarity and confidence. Now, first, let us check why it happens. Imposter syndrome is not about lack of success. Ironically, it often shows up when you are already very successful. There are three main reasons why it becomes stronger in midlife: brain wiring and cognitive shifts. That's the first thing. By our 40s and 50s, our brain's prefrontal cortex, that's this part, is constantly evaluating our self-image against new challenges. Neural patterns of doubts and self-criticism, often developed earlier in life, get triggered more as responsibilities grow. Another thing is comparison amplification. At this stage, you are surrounded by other high achievers. Social comparison activates the brain's anterior cingulate cortex, making you hyper-aware of perceived gaps between you and others. The third one is identity gap. Success often grows faster than self-identity. Psychologists call this as achievement identity mismatch. You achieve external success, but internally, you still carry the old narrative of who you used to be. That gap fuels the feelings of being a fraud. Now, let's check whether you have this syndrome or not. Here are some signs of imposter syndrome in successful leaders. 1. You attribute success to luck, timing, or others, not your own abilities. Another symptom is you downplay achievements like it wasn't a big deal. If you find yourself constantly over-prepared because you fear being found out, you have this syndrome. Or you hesitate to take new opportunities, fearing exposure. That is also another kind of sign. Even after decades of success, you feel you haven't earned your seat at the table. If you have that kind of a feeling, again, this is an indication of the syndrome. If you nodded to any of this, it is likely you have experienced imposter syndrome. Now, let's look at it from neurochemistry point of view. Stress hormones like cortisol amplify fear and self-doubt circuits in the brain. Meanwhile, low dopamine regulation can reduce the sense of reward from achievements. Now, how does evolutionary psychology looks at it? Our ancestors survived by staying alert to being exposed in a group. Imposter feelings may be a modern extension of this tribal fear. What if I am not accepted? Now let's look at epigenetics and conditioning, how that connects with imposter syndrome. Beliefs about worth and ability are shaped not just by upbringing, but also by gene-environment interactions, which we call it as the epigenetic interactions. The good news is these can be rewired. So how do you overcome this? Here are 5 science-backed solutions. 1. Reframe the narrative. Keep a success evidence log. Write down achievements, skills, and impact. This helps your brain see data, not doubt. Shift from perfection to progress. High achievers often aim for perfection. Replace "I must be flawless" with "I am constantly evolving." Another way of coming out of this is mind-body practices. Mindfulness, breath work, and even power posture routines reduce cortisol, helping your brain shifting from fear circuits to clarity circuits. I'm explaining this part in detail in a different video. Another way out is peer validation in safe spaces. Share openly with mentors, coaches, and trusted peers. When you hear others admit the same feelings, your brain normalizes it. Here is another hack, which is identity upgrade. Invest in learning, coaching, or even therapy that helps align your inner identity with your outer achievements. Your brain needs to believe the story your life is already telling. Imposter syndrome is not a weakness. It's simply a sign that your growth has outpaced your self-image. I repeat, it's simply a sign that your growth has outpaced your self-image. Remember this, You are not a fraud. You are simply evolving into a new version of yourself. If you found this video valuable, share it with other leaders who might secretly be facing the same battle. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on human performance, psychology, longevity, and biohacking. Perform 100x, live 100 plus, and lead without doubt.